And welcome to True Blue Politics Podcast Daily. I'm Karen and I'm joined by my lovely and much smarter co-host Anita from San
I don't know about
Antonio.
that.
Are you from San Antonio?
I'm from San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Some around here, around these parts.
Yeah, and we're here today because, there's kind of not much going on in the news, so we figured
I
we'd
know it's
talk about Lindsey Graham.
yeah, nothing's going on. Nothing else. But we have to. But you know what? We have to talk about Lindsey Graham, and I know everybody's talked about it. But the truth is,
But
legacy media is doing a disservice to
mm-hmm.
all Americans because when they talk about him, they don't mention the fact that he participated in Donald Trump's um, attempted coup to turn over a legitimate election in 2020. They don't
Oh,
talk about that.
there's a
They don't,
whole
they
list.
don't
There's
talk about all kinds of things with Lindsey Graham, okay? And
yeah.
how what he said before about Donald Trump, how he knew better, how he
Mm-hmm.
called him a kook, a crazy, a racist, and all these other things. And then he went and supported him anyway. And
Mm-hmm.
not only supported him, but he became one of
Yeah.
his, biggest,
Yeah, and I
butt
mean,
kissers.
yeah, and we definitely want to, make sure that, we correct the record and make sure that people understand exactly who he is. And a lot of people are out there doing it. So let's just be real, Anita. We just want our pound of flesh
We do. We have to
and
do this. We have to. We want our
we,
pound.
we we want we want it. We want
And I,
it. We've been waiting for a moment where we could take a pound of flesh just from Lindsey Graham because
oh, well, he needs it. Let me tell you, let me just say also, I didn't mention, he's a fucking warmonger. I mean, he is just, he has his bloodlust like I have never seen before. Honestly, he has been the biggest cheerleader for war. He was the biggest cheerleader for the Iraq War, and he's been the biggest cheerleader for every war that we've
hmm
ever been. Afghanistan, when we attacked Libya, yeah, everything, and now Iran. And he has been pushing Donald Trump more and more to continue this war.
isn't Warren men in uniforms his fetish?
I don't know if that's his. I don't know what his fetish is. I think he just attaches himself to power. So his fetish is power. And oh, by the
Powerful
way,
men.
I also sent you. No, I don't know for sure if that's what it is. I know there's a
Well, it generally
I,
is powerful
well,
men
yeah,
though.
that's true. He does attach himself to powerful men. But I sent you that thing. It was about from that woman or that I think it's a transgender woman that
Mm.
had a relationship with him.
Mhm.
And there's an article about that, and she came out and said some things about what he likes and some nice things about him,
Mhm.
because they did have a relationship. So,
Yeah.
um,
And many,
anyway,
many, many people, learned about it in very different ways. I'll never forget where I was, in the middle of the night. But, there are some people that were informed this way, and I'm going to go ahead and play this little clip that we
uh,
have.
oh, is that Hassan?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, ready? This is Hassan Piker breaking the
Yeah.
news. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, today is July 12th, 2026, and Lindsey Olin Graham, American politician and attorney who represented South Carolina in the United States Senate from 2003 until now, is dead. I woke up to 700 text messages, virtually every single person in my life, being like, dude, wake up, turn the fucking stream back on. Lindsey Graham passed away. I'll start off by saying Lindsey Graham, in a long list of demonic entities, was exceptionally bloodthirsty. A bloodthirsty, odious monster who loved war. There was never a war that Lindsey Graham did not fall in love with. The ultimate irony of the situation is that he achieved him and his best friend John McCain's dream of bombing Iran. And yet, the only thing he saw in the aftermath of achieving his dream, suffering from his success, was the spectacular failure it turned into in his final days. Lindsey Graham was a demon. He was a very bad guy. It's going to be tough to fully explain to you how much of a bad guy he was. I'm going to try to do my very best. Look, the American Congress is comprised of the worst people on the planet. Lindsey Graham is above the fold. old. He is one of the worst of the worst. A gay man who was in the closet, who was, obviously unbelievably homophobic, unbelievably transphobic. Someone who obviously was in favor of ruining the lives of tens of millions of women with his pro-life sentiment. All that stuff is real. What makes Lindsey Graham uniquely demonic, uniquely evil, is his bloodlust. Wherever there was a brown country that was waiting to be bombed, Lindsey Graham was there going, hell yeah, let's do it.
So I just want to say, I feel good about the Republican Party. I feel good about where we're going as a nation. We're killing all the right people and we're cutting your taxes. We've run out of bombs. We didn't run out of bombs in World War II. We love Israel. We love the idea of Israel.
Israel comes to me in my dreams. Here is what this Iranian anchor had to say. Lindsey Graham, the anti-Iranian senator, has gone to hell. He says, this news is so good that I wanted to read it to you once more. Lindsey Graham, the anti-Iranian senator, has gone to hell. I've told you foolishly that evil never dies. And today, I recognize that I was wrong. Sometimes evil does die. Trump told Graham he was preparing to launch fresh strikes against Iran after another attack on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. We cracked the case. Oh my God. He's coming off of a 14-hour flight, and Donald Trump gives him such spectacular news that he has the hardest boner he's ever had, and it causes him to have a heart attack. That's it. No, he nutted too hard. It's clear, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, thanks for tuning in.
Yes,
Everybody
yes.
have a great day.
He pretty much said it all, okay?
He really did. We don't even have to talk about this. I mean,
Absolutely
really.
not. But that's funny, the Iranians who said Lindsey Graham has gone to hell. Because, that's probably what's happened. I can't imagine anybody more, more likely to go to hell.
Yeah, and it's not because he was a gay man. It was because he
No,
was
of
a
course.
horrible
It was
person.
because he was a horrible person. He was a
Mhm.
warmonger. I put some clips in there. You won't believe the things that he said. He was just, I mean, I'm telling you, the bloodlust for, and I don't get that. Was he beat up as a child? Maybe people could sense that he was gay, and at that time, he was beat up all the time or something, and thrown in lockers, or I don't know what.
Yeah.
And now he tries to constantly try to prove how tough he is.
Mhm.
I just don't. I don't know. It's just I just can't wrap my head around anybody being that, pro-war, right?
No, I mean, I don't know what it was. I mean, it just, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's completely foreign to, you and I.
No, I've seen other people who are just neocons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dick Cheney, but Lindsey Graham, Lindsey
Mm-hmm.
Graham has him beat as far as warlust.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Do you
know?
think that it had anything to do with his relationship with John McCain? Because John McCain, remember, famously was like bomb, 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 bomb,
Obama.
bomb, Iran.
Yeah, but you know what? John McCain was against torture. He did understand there were limitations to, what we could do. I don't know. I mean,
Torture was Lindsay's kink, I heard.
yeah, probably so. That's what
Mhm.
I've heard too. I mean, we'll look at that
It
later on.
tracks. It tracks. But here, so Zedio said, this is Mehdi Hassan, Mehdi's memo. Lindsey Graham, proud war hawk, has died. Here he is in his own words. The South Carolina senator and staunch Trump ally who passed away suddenly on Saturday night wanted to level Gaza and invade Cuba, joked about killing Ted Cruz, and salivated over bombing Iran.
Yeah, it was funny when he joked about killing Ted Cruz, though.
Wow.
He goes, if Ted Cruz was tried in the Senate,
Mhm.
he would, I don't know, the Senate would vote to give him the death penalty or something like that. It was just kind of fun. It was funny.
Right, right.
It's always funny to make a
Well,
joke about it.
yeah, I mean, man, does
But
that
still.
guy eat his own boogers? Is that what the problem
Who,
is?
Ted Cruz?
Yeah.
No, he's just obnoxious. People just don't like him. He's slimy. There's something about him.
Yeah.
I know somebody who knows him here in Texas and said
Mhm.
that he just gives that off. He's just kind of oily or something, that kind of person that you think is always on the, trying to con you or something like that,
Mhm. Yeah. Well, and he talks about, the Mehdi Hassan talks about the transition, of how he would speak about Donald Trump. And so just a little bit of an overview here. On
Yeah.
Trump, then, he's a race baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. If we nominate Trump, we will get destroyed and we will deserve it. Trump and I, we've had a hell of a journey. I hate it being this way. Oh my God, I hate it. But today, all I can say is count me out. Enough is enough. That was on January 6th, 2021, after
Yeah.
Donald Trump,
That was after, yeah,
yes,
insurrection. Yep.
insurrection. And then now Trump now, the greatest president of all time. They should change the Nobel Prize to the Trump Prize. That was May 27th, 2026. And then June 9th, 2026. Mr. President, you're not far behind God.
Oh, Jesus Christ. They love him. They say things like, and these, I'm talking about people in the Republican Party, the majority of the Republican Party, which we know is full of just horrible people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And finally, Donald Trump has given them their permission to kind of be themselves.
Yep.
He's exposed them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so Lindsey Graham, when you hear them say he's the greatest president, it's because of that. Because guess what? They can be openly racist now.
Mhm.
They can be openly corrupt now.
Yep.
They find out there's no price to pay,
That's it.
right?
That's
So,
the truth.
yeah, and so for Lindsey Graham to say that, of course, look at what he's doing for him.
Mhm.
No other president, George Bush, wouldn't do this, but wouldn't go to war with Iran because he
Mm-mm.
knew there would be a price for the American people to pay.
Yeah.
And he wasn't willing to do that. Even as bad as George W. Bush was, and as stupid as he was,
Mhm.
and as misguided as he wasn't
Yep.
willing to do that. He wasn't, and when he tried to do that to the Obama administration, and Hillary Clinton's talked about how Bibi Netanyahu would say, "Hey, we got a plane on the tarmac, and come on, and she'd go, "Okay, well, you know what? Good luck." Like they were about to attack Iran, right?
Yeah.
And so he's been trying to do this since the 90s.
Yeah.
Bibi Netanyahu's been trying to convince an American president
Mm-hmm.
to go to war to attack Iran for him.
Yeah.
And he finally found somebody stupid enough and
sacrifice American lives.
and Lindsey Graham is right along with him.
Yep.
He talks about Israel all the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm not surprised that a lot of these Republicans
Mm-mm.
say things like Donald Trump is the greatest president ever. And we're like, what?
What are you
The
talking
economy
about?
sucks. Everything sucks. But to
Right.
them, it's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah. They've gotten everything they wanted. And I mean,
Yeah.
hey, Lindsey Graham died happy, I guess.
I suppose. I mean, Iran's not going too well.
No, I mean, he's not going to be around to find out what an utter failure it's going to be. I mean, it's already been a failure, but he gets like Hassan Piker said, he apparently
off
gets
on it.
the chubby. Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't learn anything from Iraq.
No.
So it wasn't ever it doesn't matter. He's an empty, hole when it comes to his warlust.
Anita.
You can't fill it.
Anita.
In other words, he didn't learn anything from the total disaster that was the Iraq war, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Afghanistan war. And yet he still wants to go to war with Iran.
Was that one of his Grinder profile names?
What?
Empty hole?
Empty hole.
Just asking.
Could be.
Just asking. Okay, so this is Snopes. Lindsey Graham called Trump race-baiting, xenophobic bigot in 2015. I'm going to bite my pillow. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and play this.
You know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell.
Tell him, go to hell.
Mm,
Tell him.
so strong. That was true. They didn't.
I want to talk to the Trump supporters for a minute. He's going to take all the problems of the world and put them in a box and make your life better. That's what he's selling. Here's what you're buying. He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot.
Okay.
Hold on, keep on. Hold on, just a couple seconds.
Why don't you ask me, is he a racist?
That was my next question.
Okay, why don't you ask me?
Do you think that he is a racist?
Absolutely not. Let me tell you why. You could be dark as charcoal and lily white, it doesn't matter. as long as you're nice to him.
Wow.
Well, see, you know, he's the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
People like him and Ted Cruz that
Mhm.
know better. They know
Mhm.
perfectly well that Donald Trump is the worst thing that happened to this country. He is terrible. I mean, that he's an idiot, that he's incompetent, that he's corrupt. But they don't care because they're getting what they want from him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, think about it. Lindsey Graham's getting his war with Iran.
Yeah.
That wasn't
Yeah.
going to happen with any other, even a Republican president.
No.
Maybe
No.
John
And
McCain.
it really didn't, and it really didn't. The thing of it is, like, for all of that allegiance, for all of that ass kissing or whatever, Trump's base hated him.
Oh, Lindsey Graham, they hated him. I sent you this clip of
Yeah.
them booing him.
Yeah,
They
I
booed
have
him
it right
all the
here.
time.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes, please.
See how I'm doing that? I'm like
Oh, yeah, that's a good
leading
segue.
us into it. Thank
I
you.
know.
Okay, hold on. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to Pickens. Thank y'all for coming. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Thank you very,
Thumbs
very
down.
much. Thank you. Thank you.
They hated him.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Thank you for all your
Welcome to
booze.
Pickens County. A little bit about this county. Just calm down for a second.
Let's calm down for a sec. Boo! Oh
The
my
reason why they hated
God.
him, they hated him because he's a neocon. This is
Mhm.
why it was a mistake for Kamala Harris to campaign with Liz Cheney.
Yeah.
Because just like Lindsey Graham, Liz Cheney was a reminder of their support for the Iraq War and how embarrassed and humiliated George Bush made them.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's Lindsey Graham, that whole neocon thing. They just want to forget it. They don't want to be reminded that's the people they supported. They fell for that bullshit about WMD. And Lindsey Graham was one of the biggest cheerleaders to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a clip here. It's about 14 minutes though, but Aaron Rupar posted Trump called into Fox and Friends this morning ostensibly
Oh
to
no,
pay
don't play that whole
tribute.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I won't. But I just want to read to Lindsey Graham. But instead, he ranted and raved like a complete loon while hosts tried and failed to keep him on topic. So,
Oh yeah, he kept talking about the 2020 election was stolen. Now,
yeah.
do you remember how I humiliated Lindsey Graham when I gave out his
Mhm.
phone number?
Yeah. So Trump terminating the filibuster is the single smartest thing we can do because then you get everything. Even if we took the small loaf of the Save America Act, it's voter ID, it's proof of citizenship. Look at what happened to the kid in California. They sent 1 million ballots. Nobody knows where they came from.
I looked
Jones.
that
But
up.
Mr. President, did you notice anything different about Lindsay? Spencer Pratt he says, Spencer Pratt came up to my office. He said he thought he won. I said, why didn't you complain? He didn't know who to complain to. But what they did to that guy was unbelievable. He's a nice guy. He worked so hard and they found millions of ballots. They took the election away from him. Jones. So, Mr. President, real quickly, really? Did you notice anything different? Anything different from Lindsay on the phone? Trump. When people don't want to have voter ID, when people don't want to have proof of citizenship, it's only because they want to cheat. Here's an extended, unedited
Oh,
clip. Here's the sorry, I didn't break away.
oh my God.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
No, he can't.
So,
He's such a narcissist. He can't for a minute. He doesn't give a crap about Lindsey Graham. Okay, all
no.
this talk about flying the flags half mast and all the other crap. He doesn't give a crap about it. He doesn't give a crap about anybody. That's why he can only think about himself and what's going to happen to him after the midterms. He is scared to death
Didn't you
of
say
Democrats.
that they're putting up fencing?
Well, that's what Johnny Bananas. He's an influencer that I like to listen to because he's right a lot of the time. And he was talking about how they're putting up these big fences around the White House and everything.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've seen that, but and
Is
there's
it
the
one of the
National
ones you
Guard
sent
out
me?
there.
Hmm?
Yeah, the National Guard out there and everything. And so I don't think I sent you this one,
Okay.
but so he's thinking, you know what? He's trying to barricade himself in for the midterms.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, you sent me the one from uh Johnny Bananas about Lindsey Graham's sister. Oh my God,
Oh
that looks
yeah,
like Lindsey Graham in
it
drag.
does. It does.
Holy smokes. Oh my goodness.
Are we sure Lindsey Graham is dead?
Are we really sure?
I don't know. You never know these
Mhm.
days.
So Trump in 2019, Lindsey Graham would like to stay in the Middle East for the next 1,000 years with thousands of soldiers and fighting other people's wars. I want to get out of the Middle East. Oh, how times have changed.
Yeah,
I don't want
I
to play
am.
his voice. Do we want to play his voice?
Yeah, don't do his voice.
No, I won't. I just did it. Yeah, I don't want to do it.
I
Don't
know.
make me.
Oh my
Don't make
God.
me
No, he
do it.
says, yeah, he says, well, really, you can listen to the transcripts. There's a little thing on there that you can just read the transcripts
Yeah,
from
but
all
don't.
these.
So do you not like my reading voice?
It's not that I don't like
My
anybody
Trump?
doing Trump
No,
because he bought, I'm that, he,
you're that triggered by
yeah,
him.
I'm that triggered by him. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why the only person I like, reading the stuff from Donald Trump is Stephanie Miller because she doesn't do his voice. She just reads it real fast. Like she's like it's all one sentence
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny. Anyway.
I like when she does the.
Oh yeah,
I
at the
like that.
end.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, so Mehdi Hassan was on with Pierce Morgan, and who's this other guy who's got like a
I don't
Hitler
know.
haircut? He's got like a
He's got a
Hitler
what?
do. I don't know who this guy is. He's got a Hitler do.
Oh, he must be a Hitler fan.
Yeah, here.
Oh,
Should
I
I
don't
play
know.
it? Do you want me to
Go
play it?
ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Are you sad that Senator Lindsey Graham has died?
No, I'm not sad. I'm not celebrating it either, as you suggested in your introduction. I think it's a bit of a straw man to say everyone's celebrating his death. I think as journalists, Piers, you and I, we hold power accountable. We speak truth to power. I'm not of the school that says when a politician dies, a public figure dies, we treat them like a private figure and just shut up. I don't think journalism should turn into hagiography. At Zeteo, for example, we published a list of what Graham said and did. We just let the facts speak for themselves. He was a man who said awful things, genocidal things, racist things, and we put that on the record for people to see. That doesn't mean he didn't also do, I'm sure, good things in Congress as well. But overwhelmingly, he argued for wars, including this Iran war that outlives him, that killed 100 schoolgirls on day one of the war. He argued for the Iraq war that you and I opposed, that killed over 1 million people. He never met a Middle East country he didn't want to invade. And I think that's how we should remember him. We should remember the full record. The problem is when powerful people die, people in our media, especially mainstream corporate media, want to just do hagiography and say, what a wonderful person they were. Weren't they lovely? And I'm sure many of those powerful people were lovely and they have families who love them. But as journalists, our job is to say, here's what they did. Here's the truth about their life and record. Here's an accurate obituary. And with Lindsey Graham, the man has a ton of blood on his hands, and we shouldn't just forget that.
Are you
Thank you.
sad?
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I included that because I thought that was an important point that he made about journalists and the way they
Mhm.
cover, politicians when they die.
That's right. That's right. No, we don't have to whitewash. We don't have to sit
Mhm.
there and like create this profile
False,
of
yeah.
them, right? No, you don't have to do that. Let's be honest. It's insulting to your audience who bore witness to all of
Yeah.
the horrible things that Lindsey Graham stood for and did, all of the
It
ways in
reminds
which he hurt people.
That's right. It's like it reminds me of Dick Cheney that did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly. He was the fucking devil. Why are we sitting there like pretending that, and you can't say it? Oh no, to point that shit out is somehow celebrating his death? No. It's
I know.
saying this is who this guy was. And
They do that. They did
Yeah.
that with Charlie Kirk too. Okay.
Exactly.
And then anybody who said anything critical of Charlie Kirk or just actually quoted his own
Exactly.
words, all of a sudden, oh yeah, we're
It's
just celebrating him.
No.
And I mean, they would do even worse. That one guy.
Like now do Hitler.
Yeah.
I mean, how would these people have covered Hitler? How did they cover Saddam Hussein? They weren't sitting there, recreating some false narrative or, profile about him.
No.
You know what I mean? They were calling him what he was, or Bin Laden. It's just
Well, I wouldn't compare
no, but
Lindsey Graham to be.
no, but what I'm saying is,
I know what you mean, though.
that they would
I
no,
get
that
it.
they wouldn't do it for those people. Why are you trying to create, and
Well, they just
gaslight
shouldn't do
your
it. They just shouldn't
audience?
do it. Because, I
Exactly.
mean, it's not like we don't know who Lindsey Graham is. And for people who don't, I mean, you're doing them a disservice.
Yes,
It-
absolutely. He was
It's not your
terrible.
job. Your
It's not
job
your
is to
job.
just tell the facts.
That's
And the
it.
facts are Lindsey Graham supported every war there
Mhm.
was. And, and he helped, and Mehdi Hassan didn't mention this, but he was part of the coup attempt by Donald Trump in 2020.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, there was a grand jury in Atlanta that said that he should have been indicted. They were going to indict him for interfering with their election in Georgia, with their voting.
That's right.
I don't know if you remember that, but he kept going there. Remember, we're like, why is he going there? He's from South Carolina. Why is he going to Georgia?
Exactly. Because he was
So-
there to do Donald Trump's bidding.
He was trying
and
to
help
get
in the
Ratzenberger.
insurrection.
He was, he was trying to get him to find those 11,000 votes.
11,780 votes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, so he was not a good guy.
Nope.
He, people talk about him like, oh, well, he was fun to be with, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Hillary Clinton used to say that about, they used to drink together and stuff like that. But you know what? It's like we always talk about people who are nice, right? And they're polite, but they're not good people. They're not kind.
No, they're just nice to your face.
And polite.
And then they're, but if the minute your back is turned, they're going to frickin' shank you. I mean, look what.
Oh, they're going to vote.
And I don't know
they're going to vote to take away your rights.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you have it in here, but I mean, we're old enough to remember what he said after Beau Biden passed away, and about President Biden.
I didn't put that.
Talking.
Yeah.
No, but and we don't have to play it. But
I should have though, because when
that's okay. Because basically, what he said is that he's, Joe Biden is as good, decent a man as you're ever gonna find. He's one of the nicest people he's ever, if not the nicest person he ever met.
He said, if you don't like Joe Biden, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that was actually the most real I've ever seen Lindsey Graham. He even seemed to be, he had a tear in his eye.
He was definitely choked up about it. And then what did he do? He tried to help Donald Trump after the insurrection to overturn the results of the election and take it away from this man who, it was the most decent man that he had ever met.
I do remember he also ran for president. Do you remember that?
Lindsey
Graham.
Oh, yeah.
And they had to put him on. This is how bad Donald Trump was. Okay. And Fox, really, because they had a special debate for the lesser candidates. So let's just say,
oh, that's right. They were at the kids' table. That's right.
And they had Lindsey Graham standing on that stool.
Oh, that's right. He was in like in a booster chair. He was like at it was the kids' table. It was like literally the kids'
and there were
table.
people passing by with notebooks and shit. Like
oh my
people.
God. That's hilarious.
Oh my God, it was so funny. But these people, they don't care. It's almost like what do they call that when you like to be punished? Or you like, people to.
He's masochistic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, seriously, these are the weakest people ever. And they always talk about alphas and
oh my God, he's the biggest beta.
And, well, that's what the Republicans always talk about. He's the perfect Republican. Yeah, because they're so weak. I mean, they are the weakest people on the planet. Look at the person that they're worshiping. He's a clown. He is breathtakingly stupid and corrupt, and everybody knows it, and everybody laughs at him. But these people just, bend the knee to this guy, kiss his ass constantly, tell him how great he is. He's the greatest president ever.
Oh my
and
goodness.
He's just a joke. He was considered a joke in New York City.
Yep.
He was the bottom of the barrel to do business with.
Yes, he was.
And this is who they worship.
This is who Lindsey Graham worshipped.
Yeah.
And stabbed his friend John McCain, shit
Oh
all
my
over
God.
his friendship and his legacy, just so that he could suck some part of Donald Trump.
Just say it. Little cock.
So anyway, so here this is
Mushroom. Little mushroom.
this little mushroom. I hear he did like mushrooms.
Yeah.
So this is on Twitter, IRNA news agency, Lindsey Graham. This is a clip of just, this is who this guy is. Here we go.
So when we were faced with destruction as a nation after Pearl Harbor, fighting the Germans and the Japanese, we decided to end the war by bombing Hiroshima and Nagasaki with nuclear weapons. That was the right decision. Give Israel the bombs they need to end the war they can't afford to lose and work with them to minimize casualties. Well, can I say this? Why is it okay for America to drop 2 nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki to end their existential threat war? Why was it okay for us to do that? I thought it was okay. To Israel, do whatever you have to do to survive as a Jewish state. So when we were faced...
Here.
So he's saying nuke them.
Yeah, he's saying nuke Gaza.
Nuke Gaza. Well, nuke Iran.
Yeah, no. Okay. So here, this is what they said. Lindsey Graham, why is it okay for America to drop 2 nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki to end their existential threat war? Why was it okay for us to do that in Gaza?
Gaza is not an existential threat to Israel.
I know. Exactly.
What a stupid thing for him to say.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Those people are peasants mostly. Hamas is not. I mean, it's a complicated situation, but they're not an existential threat to Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And Israel should have been able to protect themselves against that attack. I'm not saying it was their fault, but there was some weird shit that happened.
Well, there's definitely some evidence and some weird shit that Bibi Netanyahu should have to answer for.
He was funding Hamas.
Yeah, I know. He was funding Hamas. He moved the security forces away from the Gaza border. So I mean, but you know what? We're not. This is not what we're doing.
Yeah, we're not.
So here we go. So Georgia panel recommended prosecutors seek charges against 39 people in Trump case.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
It goes on and it talks about one of them was Lindsey Graham.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they were interfering with Georgia's election, and 2020. Yeah, in 2020.
Yeah. So it's let's see here. Okay, here we go. Several high-profile Republicans found in the jury's report did not face charges in the 98-page indictment handed up in Fulton County last month, such as former Senators David Perdue and Kelly Loeffler, Republican of Georgia, current Senator Lindsey Graham, Republican South Carolina, attorneys Lynn Wood and Cleta Mitchell, and others involved in the months-long, multifaceted effort to undo Trump's narrow loss in Georgia.
They recommended an indictment. It says that later on. Yeah, they recommended an indictment. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it says ultimately the decision of who to charge with what rests with the district attorney's office and a regularly impaneled grand jury, and the special jury's inclusion of many names like Perdue, Loeffler, and Graham neither indicates cooperation with prosecutors nor possibility of future charges.
And by the way, when Lindsey Graham was called to testify before that grand jury, he, what do they call, sung like a, what do they say that, what's
like a canary?
Yeah. He spilled the beans, okay?
Little Southern canary.
Yeah, I mean, because that's who he is. These people are all, I'm not saying you shouldn't tell the truth before a grand jury.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, he talked like that to the grand jury, but then he would go on television and he would tell you that Donald Trump won the 2020 election. No doubt about it. And it was stolen. And it's stolen in Georgia. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump is obsessed with Georgia right now.
That's God. Yeah. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what Lindsey Graham thought of impeachment back in the day.
Impeachment is not about punishment. Impeachment is about cleansing the office.
That's
Impeachment is about restoring.
1998. That's Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Lindsey Graham was an impeachment manager for the House back in I think it was 1998. In the Bill Clinton impeachment.
Yes.
So this is him when he was the impeachment manager.
Yep.
Restoring honor and integrity to the office. Members of the Senate have said, I understand everything there is about this case, and I won't vote to impeach the president. Please allow the facts to do the talking. People have made up their mind in a political fashion that will hurt this country long term. If you can't vote for impeachment, give us do justice to the case. Don't decide the case before the case is in. If a Republican president had done these things, would a Republican delegation gone to tell him to get out of town? I hope so. I would like to think that we would have done that.
I don't know where this goes, but I know impeachment will be over soon. We'll come to the Senate, and it will die quickly, and I will do everything I can to make it die quickly.
That is for Trump.
This is for Trump now. Okay.
I am clearly made up my mind. I'm not trying to hide the fact that I have disdain for the accusations in the process, so I don't need any witnesses. This is the first impeachment trial being driven by partisan politicians, conducted behind closed doors. I'm trying to make myself clear. What you're doing in the House is bad for the presidency. You're impeaching the President of the United States in a matter of weeks, not months. You had a 2-year investigation. That wasn't enough. I think this whole thing is a crock. You're shutting the president out. The process in the House, any partisan group could do this in the future. You're weaponizing impeachment, and I want to end it.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so this is what I mean by he's a slick talker. None of what he said is true.
Nothing.
They didn't do it behind closed doors. They didn't take too long or what did he say? A matter of, they investigated him for 2 years. The reason why they impeached Donald Trump was because he tried to extort a foreign leader to say, Vladimir Zelensky of Ukraine, he said, we're going to withhold these weapons unless you say that the guy that he thinks is going to be his most fiercest political opponent in the 2020 election, Joe Biden, was, if you don't announce an investigation into him and kind of, muddy the water, make it look like he's guilty of something, right?
Yep.
This was something, impeachable. There is no doubt about it. What they're talking about with Bill Clinton, where he's talking about how he would hope a Republican delegation would go to the White House and force the president to resign. That
bullshit.
Bullshit.
That just shows it
that
right
is
there.
Such bullshit.
Bill Clinton lied about a consensual sexual affair.
Not that that was a great thing to do.
No,
but
of course not.
But it was not an impeachable offense.
No.
And as a matter of fact, some Democrats
crimes and misdemeanors. What?
Yeah, some Republicans voted against impeaching Bill Clinton. Some Republicans in the Senate and in the House said, "Hey, Donald Trump should be impeached and Donald Trump should be convicted." Do you know why? Because the case against Donald Trump was
both times.
Both times he should have been removed. And the second time was over January 6th.
That's it. But fear not, South Carolina. The governor is appointing Senator Lindsey Graham's sister to fulfill his term. So this is your friend Johnny Bananas here. I'm going to play this.
Well, after much speculation, it turns out the South Carolina governor has appointed Lindsey Graham's sister, Darline, to fulfill his 6 months of his term, which is kind of creepy because she looks exactly like him. Now, I don't know if she's going to run for his official seat when that 6 months is over, because Trump would really like somebody who is a die-hard loyalist. But she has also never held any kind of office before. I wonder if the MAGA are going to fall for this like they did with Donald Trump in 2016. Oh, she's a newcomer, she's going to drain the swamp! But I talked about this hours earlier in one of my lives that if they picked her, it was definitely going to be for the sympathy vote.
Trump posted on Turd Social hours before the governor's actual address on this, saying it would be a fabulous tribute to Lindsay, who loved her dearly. And Republican lawmakers were saying it was a fantastic pick. There is no one better who understands Lindsay's love for family, our state, and our country. In other words, if they do get her to run for his seat at the end of this term, Trump and the Republicans are hoping that the gullible MAGA will fall for the sympathy vote, being like, oh, she's just like Lindsey Graham, so you should vote for her too. As I've often said, everything Trump and the Republicans do is incredibly transparent. They are not doing this on behalf of Miss Lindsey Graham's love of the country. They're doing it because they think it'll help them win the state. Hopefully the people of South Carolina are smarter than that.
Well,
But MAGA
Oh.
hated.
They did not like Lindsey Graham. So I don't know. And I don't know about his sister, but her being a woman in South Carolina already, you know, I'm not saying because the person running against her will be a woman, but the truth is, I think
some other people in South Carolina and Republicans are going to have something to say about it, don't you?
about her,
About like she's not going to be the heir apparent, you know, in an election.
I don't know. I don't know anything about this woman, but I'll tell you know what, they might be going for the sympathy vote, but it might be a stupid move. Who knows what she's like? First of all, and does she want the Senate seat? I don't know.
Remember how they used to say that people didn't know anything about Kamala Harris?
Yeah, I remember that, and also DEI and nepotism and all that other stuff.
And all
that
that other stuff.
Yeah.
So, in a viral post, author Jesse James Rose opens up about anti-LGBTQ plus Senator Lindsey Graham allegedly hiring her for sex work. What?
Yeah.
Rose alleged
Shocking.
with a hand-raising emoji that Graham paid a quote Twinkie pre-transition college student a fat stack of cash for a meetup.
There's Go down further when she talks about Lindsey Graham's special attire.
Oh,
I mean, what Miss Lindsey, I shouldn't call him that. What Lindsey Graham liked.
Here, let's see.
And there's some, you know, she says some nice things about him.
Yeah. Let's see here if I can see. Oh boy. Yeah, this goes on. Yeah, so basically what? I mean, he really liked her.
No, it goes on and how he liked to wear his red panties.
Yeah. Shoot, where is it though? Hold on. Keep talking.
Oh,
talk
well, what is her name again? Tracy?
Hold on now. You have to just keep talking.
Oh, I don't know what to talk about. We could talk about Lindsey Graham's sister. She does look just like him. It's almost like they just put a wig on Lindsey Graham.
Oh my God.
I mean, a longer wig. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if she's younger.
Yeah, there was something. I know. I mean, I've seen, you know, where basically he liked to wear
red panties.
Red
but it was really funny. It really was kind of funny when she talked, with the way she puts it. But it goes on to say that he did pay for her to go to school.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Most of you know him as the homophobic senator from South Carolina, but to me, he will always be the man who paid a Twinkie pre-transition college student a fat stack of cash to do unspeakable things to him in a hotel room while he wore red lingerie. Yeah.
And she goes on to say, now I'll just say this because it's a long article, that he paid for her to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he seemed very nice, you know, to her. And I'm sure he was, but that's what we were talking about. There are people that are nice, but they're not good people. There's a difference.
Yeah. So one of the things that I liked the response is Andy Borowitz, you know, who's a satirist.
Mm-hmm.
He posted, like many Americans, I mourn the sudden passing of Lindsey Graham. I had hoped he would live long enough to be tried for treason. Let me define my terms. A true traitor collaborates with the enemy despite knowing better. For that reason, someone like Senator Tommy Tuberville could never be considered a traitor because he knows nothing. And then there's Lindsey. For the better part of a decade, the senior senator from South Carolina was enmeshed in an on again, off again, but mainly on again bromance with Donald J. Trump. It began when both men were running for the 2016 Republican presidential nomination. At the time, Graham had some pretty harsh words for his GOP rival. There is only one way to make America great again, he said. Tell Donald Trump to go to hell, which we played that clip earlier. Snap. But Lindsey was just warming up. He'd go on to call Trump crazy and a jackass and a race baiting, xenophobic religious bigot who shouldn't be commander in chief. If we nominate Trump, we will get destroyed, he said, and we will deserve it. Why was he so sure that Trump would lose? Donald Trump is the most unelectable Republican I've seen in my lifetime, he said. And so I mean, it just we cannot let the media rewrite
No,
this shit.
no, and it's yeah. The thing is, what he said is so important. Of course, Lindsey Graham knows better. That's what we were talking about. People like
Mm-hmm.
him, people like Ted Cruz, people like Josh Hawley. There's a lot of people in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
They know better,
Yeah.
and they have just let Donald Trump destroy our country.
Yeah.
Look at what he's doing. Just the things that, I mean, I know they can be fixed, right? And they're not as important as things like, oh, I don't know, trying to get rid of birthright citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Or
destroying the
health
White House
care. Yeah.
or health care or Medicaid, all these other things that he's doing, USAID, terrible, terrible things. But what we can see,
Mm-hmm.
that what he's doing to the White House, I mean,
Yep.
is representative of the fact that he thinks he just owns this country now. Like
Yep.
everything is his, right?
Yeah.
That this and that the White House belongs to us. All of
Mm-hmm.
that belongs to us. The reflecting pool, the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Monument, all
Yep.
these things, they belong to us. And he's destroying it.
Mm-hmm.
You look at what's at the White House right now, he's got it covered in scaffold. He's
Mm-hmm.
replacing the columns into something gross. He's destroyed the East Wing, destroyed the Rose Garden. It looks so tacky and trashy.
Mm-hmm.
Just torn down trees that have been there for 200 years.
Yep.
He wants to, they're going
Cherry
to tear down the
trees.
cherry blossoms.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just the reflecting pool is a swamp, which is like such a good metaphor for everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I mean, and of course, again with Miss Lindsay, and then we're gonna wrap it up here. But he said, I don't like what he says about John McCain. Graham told Bloomberg News, but when we play golf, it's fun. Yes, Lindsay apparently lost his moral compass somewhere in the sand trap of the Trump National Golf Club. That's why it was so striking when he seemed to express genuine outrage on the floor of the Senate after Trump incited the Capitol riot on January 6, 2021. And then he did a complete turnaround again.
But if you listen to what he said after January 6th, well, I think he's been a very good president.
Right.
Or I forget how he put it, but basically that.
Right.
He seemed like it was very upsetting to him because he thought it was all gone now.
Yeah.
And that he just destroyed his legacy and destroyed everything that people like, Lindsey Graham think were great.
Right.
So, I mean, and it reflect how it reflected on the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's he doesn't care. He doesn't care as long Donald Trump, as long as he's a vehicle for what Lindsey Graham wants to get done.
Yep.
Lindsey Graham is going to attach himself to him.
Yeah.
He's a he's a horrible person.
Yep. Yes. And now Lindsey Graham is dead. So
Lindsey Graham is dead. Oh, by the way, and that Donald Trump announced it like he's some sort of, breaking the news.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsey Graham is dead.
Oh God.
That's how he announced. I'm not kidding. He posted it. Lindsey Graham is dead.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
I mean, imagine if a good friend of yours died.
No.
Is that how you announce it?
Well, I'm going to call up. I mean, God forbid. And this is what I want you. If it's
Karen
reverse.
Burns is dead.
Yes, you're going to call up Stephanie Miller, and I'm just going to announce Anita from San Antonio is dead.
I mean, he's like a child.
Yes.
That's what a child would do.
Yes.
Oh my God. And then when he talked about,
I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that.
I know you wouldn't do that because you're not a child. And then when he talked about how he was on Newsmax and he started talking about how, they were asking him whether he thought there was some sort of foul play. And he goes, oh no. He goes, the good doctors, everything in him just exploded.
Well, now I do wonder. Now I really do wonder.
I know, it's true. Because when they asked him about
I'm a
Russia,
little bit suspicious.
They asked him about Russia. He said, oh, no. No way. Because, of course, he cannot, even if Russia even did anything, if there was any kind of foul play by Russia, which, I wouldn't put it past them.
Donald Trump wouldn't do anything.
No, he wouldn't do anything. Are you kidding?
There would be no repercussions or consequences.
No. I mean, if he killed J.D. Vance, okay?
Yeah.
If Russia killed J.D. Vance, Donald Trump would be like, that can't be true. It wasn't Russia. It must have been Ukraine or something.
If Russia or Iran called for the hanging of J.D. Vance, he wouldn't do anything.
Oh, he wouldn't care.
He wouldn't care if he did it. I mean,
if they actually did it, if they actually killed him.
He acquitted the people that were calling for the hanging of Mike Pence, his former vice president.
True. No, he, as a matter of fact, he kind of egged them on. But they were saying, hang Mike Pence. He's like, oh, you know what? You should have done something.
You know what? You've got a good point there.
Yeah. I mean, he would not care.
He doesn't care.
No, but
JD, sleep with one eye open, dude.
And they all know it. None of them care about him. He doesn't care about them. All of these people are just, a den of snakes. They're a pit of snakes or whatever you want to. They're all bad people.
Yep. Well, listen, lady, we're running way long. So, I'm going to go. I know time flies, but we're at almost an hour here. So I'm going to go ahead and play us out with the Lego video, Straight on Fire.
Yes, they're talking about, Straight Up for Moose. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, everybody, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel.
Smash the button.
Ring the bell. Get it in your notifications so that when we drop an episode, you are the first to know. And then please head over to our Patreon page and subscribe. Join the True Blue crew, True Blue crew of podcast listeners.
Buy some coffee.
Yeah, buy us a coffee if you can. I mean, if you can't, it's not a big deal. But it would be nice.
But you really should.
But you really should. We would really appreciate it. And then the other thing, too, I just wanted to mention really quickly, and some people already know this who watch our True Blue politics dailies and listen to our podcast. But I was asked to write another article for Minocqua Brewing Company. It's on their in their newsletter, on their webpage, and or their Substack. So yeah, head over and take it's like a 4-minute read, so not too long. So I just want to mention that. So anyway, love you guys, and
bye, guys.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Straight on fire. Donnie liar. Who profit from the flame? Ships get hit, then the missiles get named. Oil jumpsuits, drug crews break through the wire. Whole map on fire. Straight on fire. Donnie liar. Who profit from the pain? Same old kings playing the same old games. Poor folks pay when the barrel climbs higher. Whole map on fire. 3 ships struck in the choke point dark. Mayday crackling like a match to a spark. Engine room smoke, Black Sea choir. One wrong flash and the world catch fire. Ceasefire paper soaked in gas. Every promise got a drone flying past. Radar blink, port lights thunder. Rich men gamble while the poor go under. Tehran says, RURP. DC says, strike back, watch and see. But Cap see the trick in the cable news choir. Everybody selling water while they light in the fire. Straight on fire. Donnie liar. Who profit from the flame? Ships get hit, then the missiles get named. Oil jumpsuits, drug crews pray through the wire. Live from the straight home.
security invoice the fear. Put a toll booth right where the world breathes air. A fifth of the fuel in a fist-sized vein. Squeeze that throat and we all feel pain. Cap don't cheer when the